During the past week, as in previous weeks, various parts of Iran witnessed the outcry of men and women from different segments of society demanding their basic rights. Our rights can only be achieved on the streets. During this week, multiple cities saw a strong and widespread presence of retirees from all walks of life. They chanted slogans like, "Such injustice, a nation has never seen this," and "No humiliation, no disgrace, shame on this justice," demanding their plundered rights from the corrupt officials of the regime. In Shush, retirees demanded wage increases based on inflation with the slogan, "We will not live under oppression. We will sacrifice our lives for freedom." In Ahvaz, retirees gathered in front of the Social Security Organization building and protested against poverty, destitution, high prices, inflation, and inadequate wages, chanting, "No humiliation, no disgrace, shame on this justice." In Kermanshah, retirees raised their voices with the slogan, "Retirees, rise up against oppression and discrimination." In Tehran, recently retired educators held a protest over the non-payment of 60% of their end-of-service retirement bonus, which remains unpaid 16 months after their retirement. They chanted slogans such as, "Our livelihood is in the dragon's mouth," and "Educators are awake and despise discrimination." Last week also witnessed protests by retirees in other cities of Iran. Workers of the Chuka factory in Kermanshah, who had previously protested unpaid wages and benefits in front of the Social Security Organization, continued their protest this week by gathering at the factory gates. On Sunday, January 12th, applicants for a residential project in Tabriz gathered in front of the project to protest the non-delivery of housing units, despite having fully paid the construction costs. The applicants, mostly educators, had completed their payments in 2021, expecting to receive their housing units in 2022. However, the construction company has delayed the project and imposed adjustment costs on the applicants, causing them to face escalating construction prices over time. We have a report on a large protest in Maymand, where the custodians of religious shrines and the clerical regime's corrupt officials are attempting to seize large portions of the city under the pretext that it is endowed to the shrine. The people of the city demanded the annulment of these fraudulent documents during the protest, chanting, "We will die, but will not accept disgrace." Repressive security forces, fearing the spread of the protest, attempted to disrupt the gathering, but faced resistance from the protesters. Applicants for the National Housing Plan in Qeshm also held protests in front of the provincial governor's office for several consecutive days last week, demanding accountability from the regime's corrupt and plundering officials. On Monday, January 13th, laid-off workers of a petrochemical plant in Ilam staged a protest in front of the National Petrochemical Company, voicing their grievances about their uncertain employment situation. There are also reports of betrayal and the auctioning of national assets by the clerical regime's officials on Qeshm Island. On Tuesday, January 14th, a large number of Qeshm residents protested against the transfer of a beach to regime affiliates. They carried placards that read, "Selling beaches is a betrayal to future generations." During the past week, victims of the National Housing Project in Tabriz held a protest and march to voice their frustration over the slow progress of the project. On Wednesday, January 15th, residents of several villages in Ilam province staged a protest and march at the entrance of the Ilam cement factory. They condemned the factory's extreme pollution, which has caused skin and respiratory diseases, infertility among women, birth defects, and cancer in the local population. On Wednesday, January 15th, the city of Sanandaj witnessed a protest by civil activists against the criminal execution sentence of political prisoner Qeshm Azizi. Protesters carried placards demanding the immediate revocation of this sentence. And this concludes this week's edition of our weekly roundup of Iran protests. We hope we have been able to echo the voice of the Iranian people's protests.
Follow the People's Mujahideen Organization of Iran on YouTube, Facebook, X, and our website.